Today is the day. Super Tuesday is here. Thanks for joining us at noon. I'm Lisa Gonzalez. The polls are open right now across California. Voters across the region are heading out to cast their ballots. And this is a look at the voting centers in Sacramento and Stanislaus counties. And you have until 8 o'clock tonight before the vote centers and drop boxes are closed. You need to at least be in line before 8. And just moments ago, Governor Newsom, as you see there, casting his Super Tuesday ballot. We were there as he voted at the California Museum in downtown Sacramento. You can see the first partners there as well. The governor joining thousands across the state for this primary election. In the presidential race, California has the most delegates at stake today. 424 delegates will be decided in the Democratic presidential primary. Delegates are allocated in proportion to the statewide results. The Republican presidential primary has 169 delegates at stake. A candidate could win all 169 delegates if they get more than 50% of the vote. The Sacramento County Voter Registration and Elections Office is very busy today. As you can imagine, it's a spot where people can vote in person, and ballot counting is happening inside. So far, the ballot return rate is nearly 18% in Sacramento County at 17.6% there. But there's still several hours for ballots to be returned. KCRA 3's Leticia Ordaz stopped by the Sacramento County Election Office for a look at how things are going thus far.
Things are running quite smoothly at the Sacramento County Elections Office, and a lot of people are getting out there to vote. Jenna Haynes joins me right now with more on how's it going for Election Day.
So far, so good. We've had no major issues, and people are turning out at our vote centers. We've had about 2,500 people vote in person just today, so hopefully more will come and people drop those ballots in their drop box.
And what are the common mistakes that people are making when it comes to turning in those ballots?
The number one mistake is they forget to sign that envelope. That is critical. Make sure you sign the envelope. If you don't do anything else, make sure you sign the envelope, but make sure you get it in to your mailbox before the last pickup or drop it in a drop box before 8 p.m.
And a lot of people aren't sure about every race, but they want to vote on the presidential race and their local races. What would you say to them?
You don't have to vote on every contest for your ballot to count. If you only know one contest, just vote that contest. If you're educated on all of them, you want to vote them all, great, but you don't have to let that stop you from voting for the contests that matter to you.
And for those who are still sitting on their ballot and saying, should I turn it in, should I not?
You should turn it in. You still can turn it in. Vote that ballot and either go to one of our vote centers, one of the drop boxes, or drop it back in the mail. And you can even register today and vote if you need to.
All right, terrific. Thank you so much for your time and for all you're doing on Election Day. I know a lot of the workers here in Sacramento County will be here past midnight, so definitely a busy day here, but get out there and vote. If you're in line by 8, you can still cast your ballot. In Sacramento County, Leticia Ordaz, KCRA 3 News.
And if you still have questions about your ballot, the phone bank lines are open until 8 p.m. That number 916-875-6451. Election day is off to a smooth start in Stanislaus County. We saw voters stopping by the Registrar Voters Office to drop off their ballots. Many voters taking advantage of the county's drive-up ballot drop sites, including the one right in front of the Gallo Center in Modesto. KCRA 3 spoke with the registrar to find out what voters should do if they're not near a drop site in their county. According to the registrar, that's not a problem.
You can drop them in any county, and then we mail them to the other county. So if you want them to get processed faster, it's better to go to your county. But you can, if you're here, drop it off here. You can drop off in any county throughout the state. So that makes it convenient if you are out of town for the day.
Stanislaus County says it enlisted 300 volunteers and hired 260 part-time workers to help out on this election day. The biggest race here in California is the battle for the late Dianne Feinstein Senate seat, and it is a crowded field. A total of 27 candidates on the ballot for the race. The latest polling shows the top 4 candidates are Steve Garvey, Adam Schiff, Katie Porter, and Barbara Lee. The top 2 candidates will face off in the November election. There's plenty of other decisive items on the ballot, including local races. For the first time in 8 years, Sacramento voters will decide on a new mayor. The incumbent, Darrell Steinberg, is not running for a 3rd term. These are the 6 candidates that you will see on your ballot. If no candidate gets a majority of the vote tonight, the top 2 will advance to a runoff in November. Stockton residents will also be voting for a new mayor. 6 candidates are hoping to replace outgoing Mayor Kevin Lincoln. You see the candidates here on your screen. It works the same way as Sacramento's race, where a runoff will happen if no candidate receives more than 50% of the vote. The top 2 move on to November. In Modesto, Chicago, Mayor Sue Swallen is running for re-election. She has two challengers, Sebastian Jones, who serves on a city board that deals with code violations, and Dewey Bedford Jr., who serves on the Modesto Culture Commission. While it's been smooth in most of the state, the snow has been a challenge for vote centers in El Dorado, Placer, and Nevada counties. Take a look at the snow that piled up at a vote center in Myers there. Crews carved a path to the front door. The El Dorado County Registrar of Voters says their vote centers were still open this past weekend. Multiple agencies teamed up to make sure ballots could still be cast.
Not only were the vote center locations available, but our vote center staff were able to get in and out of their homes. We also worked real closely with our sheriff's department. They had their Jeeps on standby as we went up over the weekend to pick up ballots. If there was any issues, anybody got stuck, or if we need them to bring them back for us, they were standing by ready to take care of us.
Vote centers in South Lake Tahoe and Pollock Pines are open. The registrar says if you don't want to drive, make sure you turn in your vote by mail ballot. California is not the only state hosting a primary today. Voters from more than a dozen states are headed to the polls today. This is a look at voters in Virginia, North Carolina, Massachusetts, and Minnesota. And these are all of the states that make up Super Tuesday. The polls in 3 states, Virginia, Vermont, and North Carolina, close during the 4 o'clock hour. The polls in 5 states, Maine, Massachusetts, Tennessee, Alabama, and Oklahoma, are going to close at 5 o'clock tonight. Voters in Arkansas have until 5:50 tonight to cast their ballots. 3 states, Minnesota, Texas, and Colorado, will close their polls in an hour, and then it's California and Utah, and then the big night ends with Alaska tonight at 9. So that's kind of the rollout of when everything is closing. In the meantime, today, former President Trump is expected to dominate the GOP Super Tuesday contests. As Bree Jackson reports, Nikki Haley is hoping for a fundraising boost to keep her in the race.
Super Tuesday is the biggest election day on the primary calendar. More than a third of all available delegates for both Republicans and Democrats are up for grabs.
Well, thank you very much.
Former President Trump starting this week off with a legal win after the Supreme Court ruled he can stay on the ballot in Colorado, reversing the state's decision that disqualified him for his actions leading into the January 6 attack at the U.S. Capitol.
Essentially, you cannot take somebody out of a race because an opponent would like to have it that way.
Trump continues his dominant march toward the Republican nomination. Still, former UN Ambassador Nikki Haley is not giving in.
It is time for a new generational leader who can leave the negativity and the baggage behind.
Republican voters in more than a dozen states and 1 territory weigh in this Super Tuesday, with more than 800 delegates at stake. Trump is favored to pick up political victories across the board. He's also fighting off more court battles, with his presidential immunity case coming before the court next month.
If a president doesn't have full immunity, you really don't have a president, because nobody that is serving in that office will have the courage to make, in many cases, what would be the right decision, or it could be the wrong decision.
Some voters are keeping a close eye on the former president's court cases.
I'd like to see where some of these cases go about surrounding the insurrection, and kind of see where that plays off.
Americans head to the polls today in what is set to be a pivotal moment in the race for the White House. And new polling shows former President Trump leading President Biden in a potential 2020 rematch within the margin of error. In Washington, Bree Jackson, back to you.
And join us for extended election night coverage tonight. We will go on the air as the polls and ballot drop boxes close at 8 p.m. Our team will be giving you all the races, covering all the big local and statewide races through 11:30. And we'll also bring you live updates in Spanish on Estrella TV Sacramento, and we'll be streaming live on the Very Local app. Well, now that this weekend's major snowstorm has passed, longtime residents are adding perspective to the amount of snow that fell. While this latest snowfall pushed the Sierra snowpack above average for the first time this year, some longtime residents say it still wasn't among the heaviest snows. In Pollock Pines, piles of snow are still visible from yesterday's digging out, but some say this picture used to be much more common.
Late 80s, when I was a teenager coming up here in Dayton, I grew up here, we had snow 4 foot deep all the time, 3 foot deep. Piles of snow would be in this parking lot, taller than two times taller than a typical house.
So as much snow that did fall, it still wasn't anything like record breaking?
No, not in my opinion.
As of today, Sierra snowpack stands at 104% of average. 1 month ago, it was just 58% of average. And I remember when meteorologist Heather Waldman told us we were about 78% of average.
Yeah, and those snowpack numbers, the automated sensors, those are all kind of focused at 5,000 feet and above. A spot like Pollock Pines down at 4,000 feet. Yeah, that snow not really counted into that number, but it is important to get some good snowfall down at those elevations. It helps to keep the ground better saturated. It slows the runoff, so big benefits there too. And not to mention, as we get closer to the start of our dry season, it helps to mitigate that wildfire risk as well. But here's what it looks like right now up at South Lake Tahoe. Yeah, we got a great snowpack. On this date last year, 185% of average statewide. As Lisa said, this year 104% of average, but we're at 94% of the average peak. So we're in really good shape. It's 36 degrees right now in the South Shore. A little bit of a southwesterly breeze. We'll get a gust or two, 20 to 25 miles per hour through this afternoon. Temperatures will end up in the upper 30s. Across the rest of the region, a lot of clouds, but the best moisture, that's well off to the north. Next couple of days are going to look like it could rain, but Lisa will be staying mainly dry. Sun's going to break out later this week. I'll show you what that looks like with the 7-day forecast in a few minutes.
All right, thank you. Days of negotiations in the Israel-Hamas war going on. What officials are saying about the talks as the humanitarian crisis in Gaza gets worse? Skiers enjoying the new Sierra snow, which resorts are back open after the weekend storm. Crews are investigating what they call a suspicious fire in Sacramento. This happened near Marina Glen Way off Garden Highway in the Willow Creek area in a home that had been vacant for many years now. But here's a look at the scene. The aftermath, firefighters say they faced pretty dangerous conditions as that home was engulfed in flames when they got there. They were able to contain it before it spread to another building on the property. Crews say this fire is suspicious.
This building is a total loss. It's pretty much burned to the ground. Like I said, it was unoccupied. The owner ended up showing up and confirmed that it was not occupied, so no injuries to report. This obviously is a suspicious fire. There's no electricity or gas that goes to this house currently, so the cause is obviously going to be suspicious.
Crews cleared the scene before 5 this morning. No one was hurt. Turning now to the Israel-Hamas war, 3 days of negotiations over ceasefire in Gaza and the release of Israeli hostages ended today without a breakthrough. As Raf Sanchez reports, mediators are pushing Hamas to agree to a 6-week truce before Ramadan next week.
Ceasefire talks in Cairo appear to have stalled, with both Israel and Hamas effectively saying the ball is in the other side's court, and it is now looking increasingly unlikely that an agreement will be in place in time for the start of the Muslim holy month of Ramadan, which begins on Sunday. Now, with every passing hour, the humanitarian crisis in Gaza is deepening. The UN warning about a quarter of the population there is facing famine. Earlier today, the United States carrying out a second aid drop over Gaza, delivering some 36,000 meals by parachute. That's according to U.S. Central Command. But humanitarian groups say aid drops are not enough to fend off the looming starvation in the Gaza Strip. 2 Israeli officials tell NBC News the military is drawing up plans for a new border crossing to deliver aid by land directly into northern Gaza, where that potential famine is concentrated. They say that crossing would be near Kibbutz Be'eri, which is one of the kibbutzim that was attacked by Hamas on October 7th. They say no plans are finalized at this point, but it comes after intense American pressure to get more aid into Gaza. Raf Sanchez, NBC News, Tel Aviv.
And many people in Gaza have resorted to eating animal feed to survive. The UN says 1 in 6 children under 2 in the northern part of Gaza are suffering from acute malnutrition. Back here in the U.S., in Nashville, Tennessee, federal aviation authorities investigating the crash of a small plane on an interstate that left 5 people dead. The single-engine aircraft went down last night on I-40 in Nashville. According to authorities, the pilot reported engine failure shortly before that deadly crash. They were trying to get to the plane to get it to a nearby airport, but that's when it crashed in a grassy median along the interstate.
It did, as witnesses describe, implode on impact. That impact was catastrophic and did not leave any survivors.
The NTSB and the FAA will investigate the cause of the crash. The lawyer for the armorer charged in the shooting on the Rust movie set began presenting the defense today in a New Mexico courtroom. The first witness for the defense was an investigator for New Mexico's OSHA who was called to the scene. Hannah Gutierrez-Reed, the armorer, is charged with involuntary manslaughter and tampering with evidence. Prosecutors called 32 witnesses in the case, including an ammunition supplier who briefly touched on some interactions with Reed that he deemed concerning. She was on set when cinematographer Helena Hutchins was fatally shot in 2021. Reed has pleaded not guilty to the charges against her in connection with that deadly shooting. More ski resorts plan to open up as the snow clears out. Take a look at the web cameras we have for you from Palisades Tahoe this morning, and look at the everyone lining up to get on those lifts. People on the mountain taking advantage of all that new snow. Monday it was busy, and they expect more of the same today. People were up early and getting at it. Meanwhile, Sierra Tahoe has opened up part of its resort again after they had crews digging out and making sure conditions were safe for skiers and snowboarders. Easy Rider Express and Rock Garden and Magic Carpet are now all open. Those are all fun ones. They will try to reopen West Bowl this afternoon, but the eastern side of the resort will still be closed for safety concerns. Again, it's best to double check directly with the resorts and also check highway conditions before you head up, because things can change. It's kind of still a fluid situation. Let's get over to meteorologist Heather Wildman. Heather?
Well, Lisa, I want to get you a live look at Interstate 80 up at Donner Summit. We had chain control earlier today. That has since been dropped. You can see the road wet in some spots, but you can also see where Caltrans crews have been working over the past 24 hours to widen the area of roadway that's actually open. You also get a sense of just how much snow is up there, that nice sized wall, several feet tall up that way. Meanwhile, here's what it looks like down in the valley. This is Fairfield. Might be a little shower there moving right along the Coast Range, but we're not expecting much in the way of accumulating rainfall through the Delta nor into the valley. Just not enough moisture, just enough to make it look like it could rain at any minute. Temperatures, though, warmer than the last couple of days. We're close to 60 degrees in Sacramento, Stockton, and Modesto. Meanwhile, up at the South Shore in Lake Tahoe, it's 37 degrees. Satellite picture shows that the clouds are widespread, but there are breaks in between. So while we're not talking blue sky, there are some patches of brighter sky out there here at midday. Temperatures anywhere from 5 to 14 degrees warmer compared to this time yesterday, too. Starting to get a little bit of a breeze up out of the south, drawing in some warmer air, starting to lift out of that very chilly pattern that we had throughout the entire weekend. Futurecast shows that, again, 60 should be about the high temperature for today in most valley spots. Low to mid 50s into the foothills, and we're topping out in the mid 30s at lake level in Tahoe. Later on this evening, temperatures dropping off a little bit. We'll be in the mid 50s at 8 o'clock this evening in Sacramento and Stockton. Lower 50s in a spot like Fairfield. Light breeze. First thing Wednesday morning, temperatures pretty close to average for this time of the year, at least for morning lows. Average low for Sacramento is about 46 degrees. We'll be in the upper 40s with once again a lot of clouds. Little brighter tomorrow afternoon. It is going to stay dry again. Temperatures will be in the mid 60s for most valley spots, mid to upper 50s into the foothills, and will be in the upper 30s in the high Sierra. That warming trend will continue through Thursday into Friday, and that's when the sun will finally break out for at least a couple of days. But Futurecast shows that today, Wednesday, the clouds are going to hang tough. You see that here through this afternoon into this evening. Wednesday, another gray start. But the rain, it stays away. There may be a couple little showers that bubble up over the coast range, but Futurecast shows that they really won't make any eastward progress into the valley. Bigger picture shows a couple little systems moving by off to our south and east. They're moving along pretty quickly, so it stays unsettled, but certainly not stormy. High pressure moves in Thursday into Friday. That's where we see the best chance for sunshine. That's where we see the temperatures really start to rebound nicely. We've made some changes to the weekend forecast. There is a chance for a shower on Saturday. It is nothing worth canceling your plans over. Better chance for some accumulating rain and a bit of accumulating snow in the Sierra. That comes up on Monday, but there, accumulations wise, we're probably talking inches, certainly not feet at this point. So the week ahead, a little cooler than average, a little gray the next couple of days, but Thursday and Friday look like a couple of really nice days, and the weekend should be pretty decent too.
Okay, all right. And if you can get up there and use all that new fresh snow, good for you.
You'll have company.
A lot of company. And there's going to be a lot of company at the Golden One Center, the music superstar that's coming to Sacramento tonight. Happening today after being postponed from the weekend due to weather, the same